Hey there folks, how you doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Please bear with the background racket. We're not going to let it interfere with what we have in store for you. Out here on the table today, I have several weapons. They've all been double checked, triple checked. They're all safe and empty. It's going to remain that way for the tabletop portion of this video. Right in front of me are two handguns. We're going to be talking about both of them a little bit. We're actually talking about a feature of those handguns today. We're going to start with this one just to set the background so that you can see why I'm so excited about this one. This pistol, if you're not immediately familiar with it, is a 1911 style pistol. This one is mine. I've owned it for over 20 years. I built it a long time ago out of some high-end speed parts for the purpose of competition. Of those speed parts, probably the one that I contribute to the success more than anything is a really, really good set of target sights. These particular sights were made by a company called STI at the time. I think they go by something else now. What is it? Staccato, that's it. Anyway, they're a little bit pricey when you consider what they are, but they're really, really good. They consist of a blacked out serrated rear sight and a fiber optic front. In a broad daylight situation, even on an indoor range where you have fluorescent lighting overhead, when you punch those sights out there, that front sight tube is illuminated, it draws your eye to it, and as my basic training instructor taught me many years ago, front sight trigger control, that's what you need for good groups on a target. I've been going with that my entire life, and it hasn't failed me yet. Enough about that pistol. Moving over to this pistol, which for those of you that are not immediately familiar with it, is a Glock style pistol. The pistol itself is not real important. Rather, again, we're here to talk about the sights. The sights on this pistol were made by a company out of Fort Worth, Texas called Excess Sights. I think probably if you look back through my channel history, you'll see that I have reviewed several of their sights and have been really, really pleased with the results over the course of those reviews. So when they reached out to me and told me about this new product that they had just developed, which is releasing today, if you're watching this on the day I released it, April 30th, 2024, is the day this product hit the market. This is a set of fiber optic target sights for a Glock pistol. I'll put the part number across the bottom here. I'm not going to try to spit it all out. It's an alphanumeric code. Just know that if you put that in the product search bar on their website, the sights will pop up and you can go from there. I'll also put a link to the product down in the description of this video once it becomes available. Why fiber optic sights? We kind of discussed that here a minute ago. Why would you choose that for your Glock? Well, hopefully you're training with your Glock. Ideally, you have one that you carry and one that you train with. But, you know, if you've only got one, you have to make a decision on what you're going to carry with it. Anything is better than the factory setup on a set of Glock sights. Those are absolutely junk. They're horrible. They were meant to be traded out. You know, you could spend upwards of $150 on a good set of night sights that share common attributes with these. So as a more budget-friendly alternative, if you're not ready to take the plunge on a $150 set of night sights, this might be something for you to consider for that also. But for my purposes, I consider them to be target sights for range work. So I got these sights mounted up on top of this Glock style pistol just a couple of days ago, utilizing my Excess Sight Glock sight tool. Now, you don't have to use one of those to install Glock sights, but it sure does make the process a little easier. Anybody that's done it before knows they are not the easiest sights to change. The Excess Sight tool makes quick work of installing sights on a Glock pistol. If you want to know more about that, we did a video on that as well a few months ago. But I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk about it now, so let's get over to the range and see how it did. While we were out at the range, I put several rounds through the pistol. I noticed that picking up the sights was really, really good at first. I did have one hiccup, one snafu with this pistol while I was out at the range, and that was, I've got it here so I can show you. I had a box of this Winchester USA forged steel cased garbage ammo that I took out there with me. I had it on the shelf. I decided to take it and get rid of it. I couldn't hold a group with that stuff. stuff. I was freaking out at first, but then I switched back to some Remington UMC and the group tightened right up. So I'm not too worried about it. Just so you know, your ammunition choice, even for range work, is important. The fiber optic front tube on this particular sight was green when I first got it. If you're looking at it now, you're going to say, that's not green, that's orange. Pinkish orange. Why did I change it? Well, I changed it so I could show you this. If for whatever reason you decide you want to change out that front tube, maybe you're tired of the color, maybe you dropped the pistol and broke it, whatever the case may be, simply cut, if necessary, to remove the old one, push the new one back through the hole, and then use a cigarette lighter to melt the end of it to draw it tight into the bracket on the front sight. Once you have that done, you're back in the game. I want to say MSRP on these was $65. I'll post it here at the bottom. It was either 65 or 69 bucks, real reasonable, about half the price of a set of their quality night sights. So without getting too deep into it, if you've been struggling with the sights on your factory Glock, maybe you have the old white bucket with the little dot on the front post. Those are really kind of terrible for most people. I guess there's some folks that like them, but most folks don't do well with a set of sights like that. Something like this is a huge improvement over that. So if you've been looking for a set of fiber optic sights for your Glock pattern pistol, jump over to XS Sights website and check them out. I'd like to know what you think about this. Let me know down below. Until next time, take care and God bless.